then at the end of day one, Rich Hagon, Bill Stark, a great day's magic, a brutal day's magic. We said it would be. 2/3 of the field have gone home. We're left with just over 100 people coming back tomorrow. We've already told you some of the people up the top of the standings. Here are some names you will not be hearing tomorrow other than in a side draft. Fried Mulders of Belgium, 3-3. 2006 world champion Makihito Mihara from Japan. No Dragon Storm for him, 3-3, he's gone. Pierre Canali of France, Rolf van Heesvack of the Netherlands. No, Thiago Chan. Antonino De Rosa, I thought he would have got through, to be honest, Bill. Your take on that?
Well, Antonino actually came to the region early and apparently is enjoying Magic and enjoying his time here with some of his friends. But, you know, sometimes it just doesn't come together, and it looks like this was a weekend where it didn't come together for Ant, so we're not going to see him tomorrow.
Okay, a couple of other guys you spoke to, Chris Lackman and Louis Scott Vargas. What's their tale of woe?
Chris Lackman and LSV, unfortunately, were guys I had in my top 8. Louis Scott Vargas and Lackman both actually kind of suffered from the same thing. They felt they drafted solid decks in the first pod. They managed to go 2-1. In the second pod, Luis felt that his deck was mediocre, and his pod wasn't the type of weak pod you need for a mediocre deck to do well at this PT. He said he also got some suboptimal draws, but you can't really blame that. You got to blame it on the deck. Chris Lackman was in the same boat. He said that his deck wasn't as well as he didn't go as well as he thought it would be. It started out pretty strong. You got a Mole Drifter and a Smoke Raider, an Aether Snipe, and then after that the deck just fell apart. And he said, you know, sometimes you have a really tight prep session and everything's going real well, and then wheels just fall off at that last second, so we won't see any more of them.
And with 350 players in the field, there are going to be those stories. Sometimes it doesn't have some big disaster. It's just Magic, boys and girls, you know, and that's why we love to play. That's why we play for hours on end.
Absolutely.
So that when that happens, we don't mind.
Yep.
We come back the next day, and all these guys, they'll be back here tomorrow drafting away, I guarantee.
To be honest, they're already over there. They've been gone.
Absolutely. It's like, oh, well, I've just played Magic for 11 hours. What shall I do with the evening? Play some Magic for a few hours. Now, the biggest name at 3-3 that's gone, Tomohiro Saito, Defending Player of the Year. No big points for him. Once you get to 2 and 4, even worse record, Kenji Samura. That is a shocker, Bill. What happened?
Absolutely. I think, you know, there are a lot of factors that play into that. And we've seen, you know, some really big Japanese names that have been doing pretty solidly. But, you know, some things have to give. And to this weekend, it looked like it was Kenji and Saito's opportunity to not shine, unfortunately. Hopefully, we'll still see them around in some capacity tomorrow. But this just was not their event, Rich.
Yep. A couple of other 2 and 4s to bring you. Jelga Vigersma, big European pro, been around forever, but not around tomorrow. Mark Herberholtz, 2 and 4. Terry So, the Malaysian hope. Home soil, at least he got a couple of wins, but truthfully, I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that. Once you get to 1 win, Ruud Warmenhoven of the Netherlands, Vessel Omens, Masashio Iso, and Paula Vida Dama de Rosa. I love this guy. His attitude to Magic is so great. Brazil is a killer place to get to anywhere from, and he travels the world, and when he goes 0-4, which is what he did today, he goes, you know what, I went 0-4, but I'm here in Malaysia, having the best time ever. And there's another tournament around the corner. And that is the kind of attitude that a true pro needs, because 0-4 happens to everyone.
Yep.
Not just at your F&M, where you draft 4-color hideousness. It happens to the best in the world. Palavida Dama de Rosa, he's a top 10 player, and he shrugs and goes, 0-4, never mind, eh?
You absolutely have to respect that type of mentality, not only because it keeps the game interesting and keeps you from getting burnt out on it, but just because as a player competitively, if you're going to allow yourself to be mentally psyched out by getting that donut occasionally in the win column, you're just never going to make it. So you really have to respect Paulo for being able to do that so well.
Yeah. Well, that's enough of the tales of woe. 2 people will sleep very nicely tonight, thank you. They are the 7 and 0s. First, we have Martin Juza of the Czech Republic and Paul Cheon of the USA. Now, I got a difficult question for you, Bill.
Yeah.
Be straight here. Paul Cheon has been in this position several times before. He has had X and O's. Craig Jones of England is another one who was known as a guy who could blister his way through day 1. And something would always go wrong day 2. Is this a day 2 where Cheon, ill or not, has to deliver and make that top 8?
Well, I think, Rich, you always want to be in that position where you feel like you need to deliver when you're in the day 2 of PT after an undefeated record. I think he has a little bit of a monkey on his back to get off, particularly after we look at his Valencia performance, where he started off in a similar fashion, and then things just went disastrously on that second day. As far as making sure that he top 8s this weekend, I put it on even money that he'll be there. But you never know. Sometimes even the top players like Paul Cheon, with as many levels as he has, can just get that mental psych out going on because of that. And he has yet to really hit a major top 8 outside of U.S. Nationals. So
in some ways, though, he's helped by it being limited. He has a winning deck already in his bag to come out tomorrow morning. Plus, the take with Valencia was that day one, it was a field that suited his old style Psychotog deck just fine. And then on day 2, control kicked in, and it was just not a friendly world for Cheon's deck. So you have to read a little into that. I think it'll be interesting. Where limited, it's much more about just you, not matchup dependent.
absolutely.
All right. Well, young Master William, we're almost done. So it's time to just have a little check on how our top 8 predictions were going.
Oh, boy.
So here we go. Let's get them up on the screen. We kick off with Olivier Ruel and Moraine Libert. We both had those. Olivier, yep, he's here. Moraine Libert, not so much. So 1-1. Who have we got next? Next up, I think, is Frank Karsten. Thank you so much. He's there. That's 1 to me. LSV, sadly not. Okay, on we go. Then it's Steve Sadin. He's grinning because he's there. Lackman looking a little less forced there.
I'd put out of those 2 players, only Steve Sadin got a bye.
Never mind, eh? Whinge. Zvi, no. Watanabe, no. No dice for either of us. They don't look happy. Asawa, yes, he's in. I said at 1 and 2. I thought he'd go 4 and 2. He's in. Kenji no at 2 and 4. Great hair though again. On we go. Shuhei Nakamura, he looks in pain, but he is in day 2. And Tomohiro Saito, it's the curse of the hair again. Kenji, Saito, no day 2.
It's a trade-off. The better the hair, the worse you do.
The better the hair, the worse you do. That's why I'm not good at Magic, I guess. Palavida Dama de Rosa, no. And finally, your boy, I really think he can do it. I'm coming to the party late, but Potovin is a really serious player, and I think we'll see a lot of him tomorrow. So by my count, that's about 5-2 to me. So I'm going to sleep well tonight. Don't know about Bill here, but we hope you do too, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for your company on our first day at the office in the Tournament Centre. Until we see you again for more Tournament Centres of fantastic magical action, we will see you tomorrow. I'm your host, Rich Hagen, for Bill Stark, saying bye.